The last matching cast on and bind off is the magic one, because it literally is the same. So we're going to work a provisional cast on, and then whatever bind off we'd like, and then we pick up those provisional cast on stitches as live stitches and then bind off with the exact same bind off, so they will match exactly. Here is my favorite provisional cast on, which is the crochet onto the needle cast on. So you take your scrap yarn and you make a slip knot in it, and then you place that slip knot onto your crochet hook. The crochet hook can be any size. The stitch size is going to be determined by the needle that you're casting onto, not the crochet hook. So it does not matter what size crochet hook, whatever one you have lying around is fine. You'll hold the needle in this orientation. So you'll have your crochet hook with the yarn on it and your needle over here. You'll take the crochet hook and dip down over the needle and then pull through your loop. First one's always tricky. Okay. Now, after you complete that, the yarn will be on top of the needle, so you want to move it behind the needle again. And again, over the needle, grab the yarn, pull through the loop. Yarn is on top of the needle, you go around and bring it to the back. Over the needle, grab the yarn, through the loop, around, over the needle, through the loop, move the yarn back behind the needle, hook over the needle, grab the yarn, through the loop, move the yarn, grab the needle, and each time you pull a loop is a stitch. So I cast on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 already. So I'm going to pause, cast on some more, and then I'll show you how to end up that cast on. So now I have 25 cast on over the needle, and I'm going to say that I'm done here. So I take the working yarn and the crochet hook, and I'm just going to chain a few more, just through the chain, not around the needle. Okay, and here I would snip the yarn and pull through so that it doesn't unravel. And when we're ready to undo the provisional cast on, this is the side we're going to undo. So you'll be pulling this through and undoing this chain to get to your stitches. You'll be able to pick up the stitches then off of this portion of the chain, and then it'll be gone. When you start knitting off of this provisional cast on, you want to start knitting from the end with just the little tail, not the end that has the chain left on it. So just where we started with the slip knot. And you just knit it like you would any row. And then we will be able to undo the waste yarn and have live stitches at the beginning of our work. Alright, so here's my little swatch with my provisional cast on the bottom, and I'm just going to bind off the regular way. I don't know what this one's actually called. So just casting off, knit one, pass stitch over, knit one, pass stitch over. Of course, you don't want to use this bind off for stuff that's supposed to be stretchy, but since we're just talking about making it match, here we go. So I'm just going to continue to bind this off, and then we will undo the provisional cast on and pick up those stitches. Alright, so I have my edge bound off, and I'm going to undo the provisional cast on and pick up the stitches. So to undo the provisional cast on, because I use the crochet chain method, you just unravel the chain, and then to get to the stitches, I find it helps to pull up on the waste yarn so that it kind of opens up the stitches in your work. And then you continue to unravel. And pick up the stitches. So if we pull, you can kind of see a little bit better into the stitch that you want to pick up. You just keep picking apart the crochet chain. There are numerous ways to do provisional cast on. This is the one I like the best, so I didn't find it worth anyone's time to show you ones that I don't like. Although if you like a different one better, feel free to use it. I just like the ease of being able to have the yarn cast on to the needle and be able to work right away. And then undoing the crochet isn't too hard, and I'm able to get into the stitches to pick them up pretty well. Alright, almost at the end. And there's my last stitch there. Okay, and then because I did the regular bind off on this side, I'm going to do the regular bind off on the opposite side. Alright, I've picked up all the stitches on the cast on edge from the provisional cast on, and now we'll just work the same bind off that we worked on the actual bind off edge. I find that when I pick up the stitches from a provisional cast on, I sometimes pick them up backwards. The leg is facing the wrong way, and if I run across that, I will either fix it. This one's backwards, so I'll either just flip it and fix it, or you can save yourself some time and just knit through the back loop instead of the front loop, and that will straighten it out. And honestly, you don't have to straighten it out, it's just more difficult to get your needle in if it's a twisted stitch. A lot of these are twisted, so knitting through back loop. Alright, so I finished binding off the cast on edge, and as you would guess, they look exactly alike. So if you ever have that time that you really want a matchy end and beginning of your work, then this is the way to go. So do a provisional cast on, and you can do any bind off you'd like, but you'll just be doing it on the live stitches of the cast on after you're done and the bind off edge. So that is provisional cast on and any bind off.